Today is November 2nd and we are officially 1 month into our Airstream rebuild.
Today is probably going to be the hardest day of the entire renovation series. We are renovating this 1973 Airstream Land Yacht Safari and we are taking the shell off. Now you're probably wondering why we have to do that. The subfloor is completely rotten and we have to take it off to safely fix the frame, because the frame is also a little rotten, and replace the subfloor so that once we're done with this renovation series, this thing can last another 50 plus years without having to do this again.
We just spent the last few days bracing the inside of the Airstream so that when we lift it up, it should hopefully not crumble into one big piece like a little can.
Since we're on grass and we're kind of at an angle, our situation is a little bit more nuanced, but I think the method that we chose and that we came up with is going to be perfect for our situation. We spent 2 days figuring out the best way to do this, and Matt's going to explain what he did.
We built 3 triangle braces. The outermost ones in the front and the back were going to be jacking points, so we'll be able to jack a little bit at the front, a little bit at the back, a little bit at the front, a little bit at the back, until we're high enough that we can slide in a longer brace and jack from the outside at 4 points rather than just 2. The middle piece is just a brace that's going to kind of hold the whole shell together horizontally. And then we have boards running across the length of the ceiling so that the pressure pushes up and ideally out. And I also put 2 2x4s from the back piece to the rearmost part of the shell because that's where the biggest part of the sag is. Basically, I used Selt Tapping Metal Screws to screw into the aluminum ribs on the actual Airstream, into the 2x4s. And then the 2x4s, I did a bunch of complicated, super technical physics, math, geometry things that I definitely remember from high school. We just take a long screw and go like, definitely didn't just figure out as I went to make this work. Based off of what I could gather from research, the entire shell weighs about 1,000 pounds, so we're using 2 different sized car jacks in the front and then some bottle jacks on the outside. These are the cinder blocks that the feet of our bracing is gonna go on. These are the feet that we're gonna be putting the bracing on top of the cinder blocks.
Honestly, you're probably confused, and I don't blame you. It's something that you kind of need to watch happen for you to understand, so let's just get to it.
Before we were able to lift out the shell, we had to drill every single rivet. There's a steel plate that's actually connected to the frame that we had to rivet out all the way before we actually get to lifting the shell. And now that this part's done, we just have to finish up around the rest of it. Now this thing's coming off. And when I said every single rivet, I meant every single rivet around the entire shell connecting it to the frame. We made sure to make reference points on the walls and on the floor so that when we connected the C-channel back to the skins and the subfloor, we knew exactly where things would go. We also had to cut out a bunch of bolts, especially around the wheel wells, because the skins attach differently there than they do the rest of the Airstream. Oh, goopy, goopy, goopy. I've seen a lot of videos where people get to this stage where all the rivets are out, they go to jack it up, and then they can't get it off because of all of the caulk all the way around. So thankfully it's super easy to just cut out with just a good X-Acto knife. Maybe easy's not the word I should have used.
All right, are we ready?
I think we're ready.
I think we're ready too. Ah! This is like exciting but nerve-wracking at the same time. We've been preparing for this for a week, and I think we got our nerves out all week. Binge ate a lot of chocolate. This is like way harder than anything we've ever done before, and I just hope it goes well.
Oh my god, this is terrifying.
Ooh. Okay. Should I be like looking?
Yeah.
Should I get my eyes on it?
Well, look, you can see that side's already higher. Look at the lines.
Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Nice!
Are we like loose? Okay, so now I'd say go crank the back a couple turns. If you're wondering why we'd take on such a project like this, well truly it's been a dream for so long and for feelings like this.
Oh! I think I got it.
Yeah, it sounded like it. Yeah, oh, I see the line over there, yeah. I think what we're hearing is all the silicone kind of like cracking and popping. You see this one?
Yeah, it looks like the left side is what's...
Yeah, it looks like there might be a rivet still attached. Turns out there are a lot more rivets that were hidden. I do not see what it could be. This side's good. I think it's this rivet.
I see a rivet right here too.
Where? Can you give me some descriptions?
It's on this rib all the way on the bottom. Yeah!
Woo-hoo.
Woo!
All right, ribs are starting to pop out. Oh my God, I see it. We got space in the back.
And now we have everything disconnected from all ends. This is so exciting. Now we're gonna try to get off these belly pan pieces because they had rivets on the outside that were covered up by the shell. So we had to get the shell off before we get the rivets. This is exciting.
Lower it down so it's on the jacks. We're looking so good, right?
Yeah.
This is the craziest thing I think we've ever done.
I know. I feel crazy.
Okay.
We've gotten to the part where we need to put the feet on. And we have these two boards that we need to slide through, but the problem is the jacks are in the way and so are the jack stands. So we're just trying to figure out, and it's one of those things where we just need to figure it out as we go.
Okay, and now support it back on the jack stands before I slide this thing in.
Against my better judgment, we tried this, but it honestly didn't work, and you'll see why in a little bit.
And then so this is where we just drill it in.
Lower it down, and let's just see, does it look like it holds the weight? Oh, you're gonna have to jack it up now, take that jack stand out, and then lower it back down.
Like align this, and then now we zip the feet into the feet. The ankles into the feet.
At this point, it was getting pretty late, and the night is dark and full of terrors, as we all know, so we decided to wrap it up, and we'll pick it up in the morning.
As with most things with this project, we ran out of time last night and the days are getting shorter, so we ran out of daylight. This goes to show though that our idea of our structural integrity is pretty solid here with the beams that we made, and I'm pretty proud of myself because this is the first thing that I've ever really done like this. But basically, let me show you how we have our blocking set up. So at our ceiling, we've got the beams, we've got our horizontal supports there, then we've got another one down here. Then we got our triangles, and these are zipped in here, zipped in there. And then we've got these two legs on either side connected at these feet, and that's what's pretty much holding up the weight of the Airstream. And then what we're going to do next is we have this bracing pole that's going to go to these cinder blocks underneath, and then we're going to jack up from the four corners of the Airstream, which is going to transfer the load up to here, to these beams across, and then to the rest of it up and around. So I think this is going to work out pretty well. I'm pretty stoked to say that this held up fine overnight, but we're going to be cutting out these blocks to fit right inside here so that the load is distributed vertically rather than horizontally through these screws, because I think there's probably a lot of pressure going on them there now. And then this will just kind of make sure that it's wedged in there and the load goes up, not in. I think we're making good progress. It should only be a few more hours.
We aren't the only ones working outside today, so hopefully the sound is okay. I am super proud of what we did last night, but a little disappointed that we didn't get it done. The sun is setting so much earlier now. I miss those days in Alaska where it was like 11 o'clock at night and we were like, I guess we should go to bed.
Before we could move on, we had to remove the battery compartment because we realized it was getting in the way of where our legs in the back would have to go.
All right, now we should be able to get our bracing on, no problem.
Then it was finally time to start jacking from the front. We have a bottle jack for each corner of the Airstream, and when I started to jack up the front, I noticed something really bad. As I'm jacking up, I'm noticing that the wood is bowing a lot, and we are not going to be able to do this. So we had to make some changes.
Jack up that side a little bit. This is why I bought these long ones, because it's so much stronger this way. We're not strong this way.
All right, I have to admit when I'm wrong. Matt was right the first time.
We need to flip these so that they are long and skinny, not short and fat. There's more stable pressure up and down versus when it's like that. The first thing we have to do is take this beam out, and then we're gonna have to jack it back up, flip it, modify the feet to hold it properly, slide it back in, and that should be the quickest, easiest fix. And we also might switch the jack with the cinder block so it'll rest on the outside, not the inside. Yeah? All right, let's do it. Push. Push a little bit more. A little bit back. Pull back. Done. Come give me a hug.
Give me a hug.
No, you give me, actually, we gotta push it a little bit more. Go. Perfect. I love you. You're welcome, Megan. All right, guys, sorry if the neighbor mowing the lawn is really loud. It's November 3rd, and I don't know why she's doing this, but we are putting the second piece back on. I had to make the little legs for it. And I think we're gonna probably have to jack up again, so let's get to it. Megan, let's do it. Oh, like a freaking glove. Like you freaking read about. I never really understood that because I don't really read a whole lot about stuff like this.
All right, we're ready to do this thing. I'm so excited.
It is time to jack it up, pull it out. There we go. Shall we?
This is the moment. We're gonna hook up the car and drive this thing out. This is probably the most nervous I've been in a really long time. A really long time. This smile is nervous. Alright, we were only able to get it halfway because our car is so big. We have a limited amount of space, so we're going to try to get the rest out by hand.
Before I tried this, we actually tried to pull it out by hand, but it was just way too heavy, so I put it on a pallet and then grabbed a floor jack and then just tried it. See what happens.
You ready?
Yep. Oh yeah, we got it.
Yes!
I'm pulling it. Just make sure we're clear on the hitting stuff.
We're good.
I'm running out of pallet. Oh, I got it. What we need to do is somehow move the entire pallet this way.
You think you could?
Oh, that makes sense. Wow, Megan. Brilliant.
You'll have to get it over this.
We're gonna need both of them because those are a little wider. Here, give
I
me
think
a
a
hand.
big push.
Give me a hand pulling.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, hold on. This is our point where we can stop, or we might not be able to get it off.
We're not clear.
Oh, wait.
We still have to go.
Okay, so just be clear. Let's see what happens. If it might just roll. This might work out perfectly.
Let's do a 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3. Oh, hold on. I'm gonna try to change the weight, the displacement of the weight a little bit.
Okay.
So I'm gonna jack it up.
Okay.
And that should.
Transferring the jack from the pallet to the ramps was a little bit tricky because these ramps have a little bit of a lip. So after trying a few different methods and back and forth, we realized rather than trying to lift it up and physically move it, it was a lot easier to just dig down and then get the ramps a little lower.
First dig.
Okay, yeah. Give me a good push.
Tell me when.
1, 2, 3, push. All right, it's coming. Okay. So, all right. I can't see what. Oh, it's rolling. What I don't want it to do is take a nosedive and bottom out. Okay, stop.
I'm pushing, so just tell me when to stop.
I think we're good right here. I love you.
I love you.
Yeah, we'll figure out leveling it out when we actually get to work on it.
Yeah.
But holy crap.
Holy crap. What do you have to say to the fans out there?
We got it done. It took forever. We still got to lower that, but I'm super stoked that we pulled that off. Use your brain, not your back. And tomorrow's a rest day, for sure.
There's no rest day tomorrow. Guys, this was so crazy. Tomorrow we're going to show you what it looks like in the daylight. So we'll see you then.
So now that this is all set, we are now on to the next step, which is addressing all of the issues with the frame, replacing the axles, replacing the subfloor. Be sure to subscribe. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.